a lot of things is going on right now. The world is kind of upside down. The last time me and you sat down, this was pre-corona, pre-corona, all that stuff was happening before that all happened. But like right now, I feel like people say the only thing we missing is a major all-out war, right? We got a pandemic. We got a crazy-ass president. We got racial tension that's going on that's hotter than it seemed like it's ever been, or maybe it's just because we living through it. Natural disasters popping off. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel about what's going on in the world right now?
I feel like God is still in control. And I feel this is all forcing us to do everything that we knew we should have been doing a long time ago. As a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we are taught that separation is the best and only answer. He says if we cannot get along with them in peace with justice, then we must separate and do something for ourselves. This is separating mentally. This is separating spiritually from their thoughts, and then eventually separating physically by us coming together, pooling our resources. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad decades ago told us to do for self or suffer the consequences. The minister years ago said separation or death, not segregation to where they can't come and do business with us and we can't do business with them. But what it means is we're not going to depend on anybody to do for us what we have the power to do for ourselves. Now we hit COVID-19. Now we have the quarantine. Now you have millions of our people that's losing jobs. You have millions of our people that's been laid off. They've been fired. Now we've been put in a valley of decisions. Are you going to take the vaccine? You've been put in the valley of decision. Are you going to stay home and homeschool your children? But then you also got to go out and get a job. Now, when you go out and get a job, can you trust your children being at home by themselves? But we was already taught to homeschool our own children. If they won't treat you right, they sure won't teach you right. So I think now we are being brought up to some hard truth, looking ourselves in the mirror and say, we been should have did for self. We should have been striving to come together in unity against those who are the bloodsuckers of the poor. So I think right now, this is the chastisement that has to come. The minister says that the best of us is going to come by the word and the rest of us is going to come by the whipping. So now I think those who have been heeding the call, whether if it's from the minister or from any other black leader, from any other truth, those who have heeded the call, they are actually growing during this COVID-19.
Separation versus segregation. Because plenty of times black people, we've attempted separation. You look at Tulsa and you see what happened. It burned down. How do we achieve it when it's really not warranted for us to even achieve separation?
I think we just have to try it again. You know, I never met a man who had a woman that dumped him. And after she dumped him, he said, man, I'm through with women, man. I'm finna go to see what these dudes like.
That's facts.
Now, unfortunately, some brothers are like that. I never seen a sister who on the first time the brother didn't want to do something that she liked. She just said, man, forget these dudes. I'm not messing with human beings no more. I'm not dating men anymore. She tried it again. I never even seen the ant. Matter of fact, the Bible says, study the ant because of the wisdom of the ant. Let's look at the ant. The ants are living beings. You know, they eat just like we eat.
Right.
They want to go get resources like we get resources. But those of us who kick over their ant piles, this is something that they built. We kick over their ant piles and we don't see them, as Brother Neary would say, going in the line saying no justice, no peace. Not saying anything wrong with that. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But what have we noticed about an ant pile? When we kick over an ant pile, a few days later, the ant pile is right back up. Not only is the ant pile right back up, but it's built up sometimes bigger than what it was in the first place. So those of us who are striving to build, I think we should be looking more so towards the future than the past. Tulsa was decades ago.
Gotcha.
And I get it. We always talk about the bombing and things of that nature, but let's not stop there and say that that's an excuse for us not to build something for ourselves, because many of us have been denied jobs, but we still at the white man's door for a job. Many of us have been fired from the white man's job, but many of us are still filling out application, begging the white man for a job. So that can't be the excuse for why we can't do something for ourselves. So the only option I can think is that this is our own self limiting beliefs that we have, believing that we can't do something and using that from way back in the day as an excuse because we have so many examples in our midst. Whether if it's the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, whether if it's Tyler Perry, who got his own black-owned studio,
Right.
whether if it's all of our other black brothers who are doing great things, many of them that we all know. We always say the black community is not doing this, is not doing that, but some of us know, we all probably know one person that really is doing something out here, whether they got their own school, got their own restaurant, got their own financial program, got their own businesses with several black employees. So we got so many examples out there. I just think we need to get off our behinds and do something for ourselves and not worry about the chastisement that's going to come. Yes, the minister says business is warfare, but the same way you protect your trap house, why we can't protect a business like that? The same way we protect everything else. Let somebody come up to your car and you done paid all this money for your car, you handle your business. Well, this is our own. There's nothing wrong with fighting back in or defending yourself for self-defense reasons. So I think the problem is not Tulsa. I think the problem is our unity. I think the problem is our mindset and our own self-limiting belief that we can't do it. We just got to do it. And we have done it, but we did it on a micro scale. But let those small businesses that we have, small examples that we have, be the microcosm for the macrocosm.